Welcome to chapter 7, Ostriches Can Fly. Flavia was wobbling about like a headless chicken, fretting about hysteria. What can we do? The dear girl shouldn't be in jail and Scorcher shouldn't be taking her place. It's ridiculous. Crop bag, can't we get her out before tonight? I'm afraid not. The jail will be shut now. It's gone 5 o'clock. In any case, we have work to do. Chrysius needs to get wine and nibbles for our esteemed guest, and you've got a whole pile of cooking to do before Pompous gets here. Fusia can help you. I have to see to the lovely bashful Hysteria that's sitting by the table and looking rather anxious. Do you like my new name for Hysteria? I think it's rather clever of me. It combines her real name with an element of mystery. Do you see? What do you mean it's not all that clever? Did you think of it? No. Who thought of it then? I did. Me. Corvus, you know whattus. I did a couple of flaps with my old wings together and landed on the table beside the charioteer. Cheer up, I croaked. Crop bag, you've really landed me in hot soup. I can't pass as a girl, and I certainly can't be as beautiful and elegant as Hysteria. Perillus almost choked when he heard that. Elegant? Hysteria? She's about as elegant as a hippopotamus with a limp and a beard. Darling, that isn't very nice, is it? Murmured Flavia. Exactly, grinned Perillus. That's what I mean. Flavia shook her head and sighed. Children, she murmured, what can you do? Sell them, Chrysius barked. I'm off to get the nibbles, crop bag. You'd better get that young charioteer sorted. Come on, Mysteria. Coochie coochie coo, come with me. We went upstairs with Scorcher dragging his feet as if he was off to the Colosseum to be fed to the lions, or worse, the giraffe. Why is that worse, I hear you ask? Because it takes so much longer. Ha 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 ha. Raven joke. Tock tock tock. I sat Scorcher down in Hysteria's little room. I am now going to turn you into a vision of beauty, just like Hysteria, I told him. However, it may take a little while, and I may have 1 or 2 problems on account of the fact that I don't have opposable thumbs. I do have opposable wings though, but they're not quite as effective as fingers when it comes to applying the old face paint. Scorcher turned white. You're going to put Hysteria's makeup on me? But you're a raven. I am indeed a raven. Well spotted. You can't do this yourself, Scorcher, whereas I've often seen Hysteria shoving the old lipstick, around her face, not to mention plastering her eyes with black stuff, trying to make herself look like Queen Cleopatra. Now then, you just keep your face still and your mouth shut and let me do it. Let me get on with it. But how am I going to make chit-chat with Pompous? He's bound to realise I'm a man. I took a step back and looked steadily at him. At last, that was what I was going to do. But I was too close to the edge of the table, and when I stepped back, there wasn't any table left, and I fell off. At least, that put a smile on Scorcher's face. Hey, the thing was, I knew Hysteria was in love with Scorcher, and I was pretty sure that he liked her a little bit too. So, of course, Scorcher wouldn't want Hysteria to get married to Pompous, would he? No. Good point, Crop Bag, I thought to myself, so I clambered back onto the table and fixed Scorcher with a beady eye. Listen, we have to stop Hysteria being married off to Pompous. I think we're agreed on that, are we not? Scorcher leaped to his feet, eyes sparkling like Vesuvius in mid-eruption. I will never, ever, ever let that happen, he declared. Good. Now, sit down, please. Thank you. This evening, your task is simple. Say as little as possible and behave like an idiot. Why would I want to behave like an idiot? Oh, that's the wind picking up in my garden. Would Pompous want to marry an idiot? I don't think so. He'd be too worried that people would laugh at him. What should I do you think? Laugh at everything. A silly little baby laugh. Fall over, spill things. But Chrysius will be so mad at me, Scorcher protested. He'll be furious. Scorcher, I cried sternly, you are doing this for Hysteria, to save her from a fate worse than death. In any case, everything will turn out fine. It may take a year or 3 for Chrysius to forgive you, but all will be well in the end. Now, keep still and don't open your mouth. And I picked up the lipstick in my beak and began. Boy, did I have some fun. Yes, I did. I must say, it's quite difficult to apply makeup when you have to hold the lipstick with your beak. It does tend to slip about a bit, but by the time I'd finished creating the masterpiece, Scorcher picked up Hysteria's hand mirror and stared at himself in horror. I look like a monster from the depths of the sea, he explained. Exactly. Or would you rather have Pompous fall in love with you? Or would you rather have Pompous fall in love with you? Ha ha ha, that's quite enough for Scorcher. His shoulders slumped. Cheer up, I told him. It will all be over soon, and tomorrow you can climb into your chariot and show the world what a great charioteer you are. Just as I finished speaking, there was a loud knock at the front door. Such as it was, Pompous himself had arrived. The great man turned out to be rather short, rather tubby, and rather bald. He reminded me of an ostrich egg, but with arms and legs and a wig. Can you picture that? Probably not. When will I see the girl? Pompous demanded. Why is she taking so long? She better not be wasting my time. I haven't got time to waste. My time is very important to me and cannot be wasted. Wasting time is something I hate. Goodness, Pompous sounded rather, pompous. And I must say, he wasted an awful lot of time telling me how much he hates time wasting. Listening to him blethering on made me feel very glad that I didn't have to marry anyone. Mind you, I did have a girlfriend once. She flew off with some other bonkers bird. Mad. He was absolutely raving, and I crack myself up sometimes. Crack. What do you mean? You think that's a rubbish joke? Can you do better? I doubt it. Anyhow, Pompous was still prattling on. I want to see your daughter, Chrysius. She'd better not be ugly. I hate ugly people. Ugly people shouldn't be allowed to exist. They should be kept indoors, preferably away in the darkness. When I become emperor, I shall ban ugly things. I'm badly affected by ugliness. I think I might be allergic to it. What's that dreadful black thing over there? A raven? You have a beastly, ugly raven in your house? How can you put up with it? It's a pet. Oh, I think I need another drink. Did you hear what he said about me? He called me it. He thinks I'm an it, and I'm ugly. I can't believe it. Excuse me a moment while I pull myself the right way up. I was so astonished and hurt by what the man said, I lost the grip and ended up hanging upside down from the perch. Very undignified. I've decided I don't like Pompous, and I sincerely hope that Chrysius does not marry poor Hysteria off to that blind, bald, bumptious big head. Just as Pompous was finishing his little lecture on the subject of ugliness, who should come down the stairs but Hysteria, or rather Mysteria, accompanied by her mother. And did she look beautiful? No. Well, that's to say Flavia looked lovely, of course, but Mysteria's makeup looked as if it had been put on with a soup ladle. Lipstick was smeared from ear to ear. There was so much black around her eyes that all you could see was sort of dark black caves, and somewhere in that cave there were 2 eyes peeping out with a pair of curious bats. Now, who could possibly have done that to her face? I really couldn't say. Hysteria. Hesitated Chrysius, looking definitely dismayed. This is my wife, Flavia, and this is my daughter, Hysteria. I think it is. Is that you, Hysteria? Mysteria broke into squeals of laughter. Oh, Daddy, of course it's me. And is this the man you were telling me about, Pimple? Pompous, proud Pompous, setting his wig straight and glaring furiously at Mysteria. Oh, Pimple, I'm sorry, giggled Mysteria. Pompous, he roared. Should we sit and eat, suggested Flavia, sensibly moving things on. Do come to the table. You're most welcome here, Pompous. She gave Mysteria a quick glance and winked at her. I mean him. Oh yes, Flavia knew what was going on. Yes. Mysteria lay down on a couch and immediately fell off. She kicked her feet in the air and laughed until tears ran down her cheeks. Silly me, I always fall off the couch. Hysteria, you have never fallen off the couch before, Chrissy snapped, beginning to realise what Mysteria was up to. Get off the floor at once. Mysteria gave Daddykins a silly smile and climbed back on to her couch. The table was already piled high with food. Everyone began to eat and all went quiet, but only for a short while. The main course was roast ostrich, carried in by Flippers Floppers. As he neared the table, he was so gobsmacked by the sight of Gulcher dressed as Hysteria and smothered in makeup that he tripped over the legs. The tray went flying. The roast ostrich went flying, landed squarely on Pompous' head. Bounced off, skidded across the floor, taking Pompous' wig with it, and landed at my feet. So I ate it. The ostrich, of course, not the wig. Well, the others weren't going to, were they? Apart from the fact that they'd been on the floor, they were all too busy shouting at each other and trying to breathe life back into Pompous. He was lying on the floor in not much better state than the ostrich, which had knocked him unconscious. Eventually, they managed to bring him round, and Chrysius and Flavia showered him with apologies. I don't know how many times they said sorry, but it was about 72. Even Mysteria joined in, although she didn't mean it. I could see that smile lurking on her face, despite the wagon load of cosmetics I'd spread across it. Pompous left in a fury, declaring Mysteria to be the ugliest, stupidest creature that he had ever seen. But although the evening had been a dreadful failure, it was also a great success, at least for Hysteria and Mysteria. And who made that happen? Crocbag, Corvus Maximus Intelligentimus. Go on, give us a biscuit. Crack! That's the end of that chapter. Exciting. I'm enjoying it. Take care. See you tomorrow for the next one.